We are doing Extra Life again this year, where you can mash buttons, roll dice, play games, and help kids along the way. I hope you'll be a part of that with us. Stick around after the video for more information.
All right, buckle up. This car has a spoiler. Sitting in my garage again. Man, I do hope theater movies come back someday. Although Netflix is doing some cool stuff. These various streaming services are putting out some neat things in the meantime. I did enjoy Project Powers, but I'll mention that in my review more. Let's talk about the end and maybe where this series could go. And I do think that they are probably hoping for franchise here. Yeah, I think that Jamie Foxx's character, the Major, could well be done. I can see them making a sequel that is about the powers that be still coming after his daughter, because she's basically the source of those pills. And so I kind of think that it's likely, at least conceptually, that they'll be back in the story. But I think they certainly allowed for the idea that he, and maybe his daughter as well, would not be in the second one, which is probably a safe way to go. I mean, it's a big deal to get both Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Jamie Foxx in a movie like this. And so, yeah, where could they go from this point on? Well, first off, let's talk about the ending a little bit. We got the unleashing of Jamie Foxx's power, which you could tell was going to be something big at the end. And it ended up being this really explosive, like, I just dissolve everything kind of power that also kind of kills him. And which he had said, foreshadowing that power, that the last time he used it, he killed a bunch of people, almost killed himself. And so I would assume that it was his daughter, likewise, that healed him and or revived him the previous time that he had used that ability. So, yeah, I would definitely be interested in seeing more, but he killed the woman that seemed to be at the top, that seemed to be in charge of running the experiments. And so they kind of had that moment at the end where Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character was kind of I can't remember what he said, but he was saying something implying that, like, you know, this isn't over, and Jamie Foxx's character said, well, it is over for me. What would I like to see in a sequel? I think I'd like Joseph Gordon-Levitt to be back, and maybe for his character to be explored more. We got a nice exploration of Jamie Foxx's character. You know, all things considered, they balanced between him and Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character pretty well, enough that I felt, you know, I cared about both of them. But I think that Foxx's character certainly had more of an emotional connection because of the situation with his daughter. So I would like a deeper exploration on Gordon-Levitt's character and his background, and get an idea of what drives him. I thought that the movie did a nice job of having things, you know, of bringing character to the surface whenever they could, and having the concept of the powers involve difficult choices. Lots of interesting, difficult choices. I mean, anytime somebody pops a pill, you know, they might die. So, let's see, what else? Oh, I did think it was odd in the climax that after Fox's character unleashed his power and he was, like, basically dying, that Robin, oh, that's so funny. Like, her first name is Robin. There's a joke in the movie where she wants to go with Fox's character. She's like, I thought we were like Batman and Robin. And he's just like, this isn't a movie, this is real life, you know. But the character's first name is Robin. I didn't realize that until just now. Anyway, when he is spent and presumably dead or dying, she is coming up to him and just crying and weeping. And I really liked her performance throughout this movie. I really just bought into her character and invested in her character largely because of her performance. But that moment felt, I don't know, like, is she really that attached to him? I think she came to trust him and see that he was after something good, but she'd still been through some bad stuff because of him, you know. And so that connection at the end, I was like, I feel like this is what his daughter should be doing. And maybe they didn't do that because his daughter knew that she could probably heal him. So I guess what I'm saying is maybe that kind of moment shouldn't have happened, really. Like, she could have come over and expressed concern and been like, come on, wake up, and be like a little more panicked. But the fact that she was like weeping and mourning his death in that moment, it didn't quite feel earned by the story. But in any case, I like the actress playing Robin. I haven't seen her in anything else that I remember. I would like to see her in a sequel. I'm not sure why they would bring her back in, because her whole life situation that made her connected to this plot has changed completely. So the one character that seems to be given in the script a reason to be a part of a sequel is Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, and the others, it really seems like we're probably done with them. So yeah, anyway, I think that's all I have to say. I did enjoy this one, and would like to see a sequel and what crazy new powers might develop. And I'd be interested in seeing, I mean, the powers have been taken off the market now. That's the thing. I don't know how you do a sequel to this, because the source, as I understand it, in Fox's daughter is off the table unless she gets recaptured, and that just, I don't think you want to do that in a sequel. So I don't know what a sequel would involve, because it seems to me just weeks after the events of this story, the market on the street the supply just will completely dry up. So, but if they could find a way to kind of advance this premise, I would be interested in seeing this world and where it goes next with these powers. Maybe they take it, it's no longer on the street level. Maybe it starts, you know, circulating in another way. I don't know, but I'm interested in seeing more of this world. I like the treatment of powers and how messy and unpredictable they are, and how they can backfire on you. I like all that stuff, and so I would like to see more in this world, but I do struggle to figure out exactly where they could pick up and go forward from. So anyway, those are all my thoughts. Would love to get yours in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
It is time for Extra Life again, and I'd love for you to be a part of it with me. Here's a recycled but slightly modified promo to tell you more. Once again this year, Christian Geek Central is participating in Extra Life. This is a charity that raises funds for the Children's Miracle Network of hospitals, which provides free medical care to children whose families could otherwise not afford it. And this is very often for critical, life-saving treatment. Joining our team only requires a willingness to ask your family and friends to consider donating toward your fundraising efforts. Participants also usually do something fun and game-related to draw attention to their fundraising efforts, like a special game night at your home or your church, or like me, you could do a crazy 24-hour video gaming marathon. Now, I'm theming it around video games, but really this event can be themed around any kind of gaming, which includes both video games and tabletop games of any kind. What you do to raise funds is entirely up to you, but I would love for you to consider joining the Christian Geek Central Extra Life team. As team leader, I'll be there to help answer your questions, provide some helpful tips if I can, and just in general be your fundraising cheerleader and try to draw attention myself to your fundraising efforts. You can get more information about the event as a whole at extra-life.org, and if you choose to sign up there, be sure to select Christian Geek Central as your team so I can get in touch with you and then just help in whatever way I can. Fundraising can begin at any time, but our main push is going to be through the month of October leading up to November 7th. That's the annual Extra Life Game Day, when I'll be streaming my 24-hour video gaming marathon live and trying to stay awake without throwing up. More details on my live stream as we get closer to it. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.